gentlemen, and welcome into the New England Sports Center for Dover Sherborne Hopkinton Co-op girls varsity hockey. As today they take on the Westwood Wolverines. Tom Nappy on the call, Andy Ritz on camera. And we are just about set to get going here in this TVL matchup. Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne, they have just kept improving more and more as the season has gone on. And they are playing well as of late. A lot of close games as we are underway. Westwood with possession, working right to left as that shot is punched away by Kaylee Merkley, who's in net today. Westwood trying to work it up the far side. Once again, only about 11 players available for the Hiller girls today, so a bit of a short roster. So they will certainly have their work cut out for them. Hopkinton Dover Sherborne girls 1-8-0 on the season as they work it into Westwood territory. That's backhanded off the net. And then a backhander that's going to be covered up from Morgan Frazier. And we'll have a line change. Westwood is 6-3-1 overall. Having a good season as they look to try to clinch a playoff spot with a few more wins. Along the far side, trying to dig it out is the Wolverines. And now here comes Westwood racing up the ice. That's Sullivan. She'll take a shot, and it's turned away. And now a secondary shot, and that is going to be turned away as Emma Champlin able to get it with her skate. It's Emma Champlin in net today for the Hiller girls. Or I should actually call them the Raiders. They go by the Raiders in the co-op program. Along the near side. And it is sent over towards Emma Shue. And now back to the Wolverines net as Bailey was closing in. It's covered up. Good pressure to start things off for Hopkinton Dover Sherborne. Off the face-off, sent around over to the near side, trying to dig it out, Tessa Jones. Jammed up along the boards, good battle for it going on, Leanna Patrick in there. And now there's a shot, that's deflected by defender, a misfire by Patrick. And now sent up the far side, here comes the Wolverines. Westwood looking for a break. There's a shot, and into the protective netting, out of play it goes from Kendall Bloomquist. Well, Bloomquist got a nice break up the ice, but couldn't quite get the shot off that she wanted. And we will have a face-off. 12:51 left to go in the first period. Sent over to the corner. Now Bloomquist trying to swing it around to the slot. It's stolen away by Sophia Mazzucchelli. Now wristed up the far side by Shue. We'll have an icing. In on the face-off, we've Kelly Bailey for Hopkinton DS, taken behind the net by Hagan. Sent up the near side. Racing in is Sullivan. And now sent out towards Sullivan. A nice pass from Shue, but deflected by a defender. And there's a quick shot. Another good deflection as Haley Cox was able to get there. Trying to dig it out on the far side corner, now towards the blue line, into the neutral zone. Sullivan with it. Well, Hopkinton DS, one of the things they've done more and more better as the games have gone on is surrounding whoever has the puck and putting constant pressure on their opponent. When they first started the first few games, they weren't as aggressive, but their aggressiveness has paid off in these recent games. And we get a face-off. Sasha Marino in on the face-off, sends it back over to Shu. And now there's a wrister, and it's in! Kendall Blomqvist able to slip it through the 5-hole, and it's 1-0 Westwood. And that was actually a power play goal. There was a penalty against Hopkinton DS as Morgan Fraser was in the box, but it only lasted 7 seconds. 11:38 left to go in the first period. 1-0 Westwood. Hopkinton DS trying to respond. It's stolen away. And now intercepted by Mazzucchelli. Now in the neutral zone, Patrick sends it back to Mazzucchelli. Now along the far side, Mazzucchelli gets in there. Sent out by Patrick. And now the Wolverines working into the neutral zone. Frazier trying to steal it away. Sent up and away by Tessa Jones. Along the far side, Mazzucchelli. And that is intercepted by Sullivan. Sullivan stops, takes the shot, turned away. Wolverines have put on some good pressure in the last few minutes. That's set up by Justine Conley. Now into the neutral zone it goes, handled by Conley. Pops it off the board, sent back by Patrick. And there's a wrister and a glove save by Champlin. Getting off the shot, that was Mia O'Donnell. And we get a face-off at 10:23 left to go in the first period. Sent back by the captain. There's a shot and it's in! It slips past Champlin, and that was Sasha Marino making it 2-0. That score comes at 10:16 left to go here in the first period. Not the start you want if you're the Raiders. Along the far side, O'Donnell sends it up. And now Emma Shu with it. She's contested along the boards. As there's a shot turned away by a defender. Secondary shot out in front. Battle for it, and it's sent away. Hopkinton DS, they have to clear their zone. They're letting Westwood get way too much pressure here in these early minutes. And now racing in, taking a shot, turned away. That was Sasha Marino. And a secondary shot from the slot goes wide, and it squirts out back into Westwood territory. Oh, the short roster, it is tough for Hopkinton DS, especially if you fall behind early. Along the near side. Sent over. Now the Wolverines trying to work it back up. Went off a Wolverine skate. Here comes Frazier. Collision there between Frazier and Emma Shu. Up along the far side boards, trying to dig it out. Liana Patrick. Getting in there, DeRocher. Sent up and around. And this is where the Raiders need to start. Keep it in the Westwood zone as long as you can. Tessa Jones racing in. And she'll take the shot as she collides with the defender. It's wide. Morgan Fraser got in there. Good block by Sophia Mazzucchelli. Patrick sends it up the far side. Sent back by Samantha Hagan. Hagan pops it off the boards over to McGough. Now Campbell. Along the near side it goes. Backhander off the boards by Cox. Trying to get into was Hagan, and now there's a wrister, and it is going to be a misfire by Musgrave, jammed up along the corner. Backhander sent down by Perdoni, but Westwood has it. Racing in Bloomquist. Rounded defender, backhander, turned away. Secondary shot out in front, and it's turned away. Good defense in front of the net by the Raiders. It squirts out over to the far side corner, and that is sent right in. What a shot that was. It just got right by Champlin. And that is going to make it 3-0 Westwood. And on that score, that was Livy Hicks. At 7:25 left to go here in the first. Well, the Wolverines have won some big games as of late. They recently took down Medfield, which is a big TVL win. They have some high hopes for this season as Emma Shue try to work it up to their side. Perdoni gets in front of her. Sent back into the Wolverines' territory. Handled back ice by Campbell. Well, Westwood's starting to build a bit of a pad here where they could just play a little bit of keep away, but they're going to keep their foot on the gas pedal right here. There's a shot deflected away by Perdoni. Emma Shue is trying to slip it in. A secondary shot. Emma Shue, no good, just wide. Sophia Mazzucchelli with it. Backhands it up the ice. The Raiders make a line change. And that's one thing you'll see out of the Raiders with a short roster, a whole lot of line changes. Along the near side, trying to dig it out is Jordan. Sarah Jordan sends it over. Along the far side, that is Ava Krausen. Sent up now by Bailey. Musgrave trying to fly up the ice. Takes a shot. It's wide. Goes behind the net. Up along the near side now. Sent out by Mistretta, but Westwood intercepts. And now racing up is Catherine Sullivan. Sullivan closing in. Shot. It's wide. Musgrave now. Sends it into Westwood territory. Handled by Themi Stokels. And now Sullivan takes it up. Sullivan shot and a goal just like that. Catherine Sullivan makes it 4-0. Well, Emma Champlin in net today. I don't believe she has a whole lot of experience in net. But with the short roster, you kind of play with what you got. 5:26 left to go in the first period. A 4-0 game. Along the near side. Racing in. There's a shot. And it's wide by Themi Stokels. And that's sent up into the neutral zone by Haley Cox. Now Patrick gets in there. Deflected off of Tessa Jones. Jammed up along the boards, and it's sent away by Frazier. Here comes Sophia Mazzucchelli. She'll take a shot. That goes a little bit wide. Out in front, and Westwood has it. Hayden Cox with it. Sends it off a defender as Westwood makes a change. Sophia Mazzucchelli sends it up. Turned back away by Carolyn. With it now is McDonough. As Megan McDonough sends it up the far side, looking for Carolyn. Sophia Mazzucchelli trying to dig it out. She's in trouble, tied up with a couple Wolverines. And it's sent up towards the near side, racing in. Bloomquist sends it over, looking for Lauren Carolyn. And it's taken back by the Raiders. Hopping into the game and immediately getting her grasp on the puck. Musgrave pops it off the end boards. Closing in on 3.5 minutes left to go in the first period. Sent out in front, and that was a backhander sent just wide by Deidre McDonough, or excuse me, McGough. Now back and forth action along the near side, and it squirts out over towards the far side. DeRocher handles it. And Wolverines have done a nice job working it in the slot area and just putting some great pressure on net. And a few good shots that have just been right on target. Sent down by Cox. Now Wolverines working up the far side with authority. And we're going to get an offsides. We'll get a face-off at 2:39 left to go in the first period. Leanna Patrick in on the face-off. Trying to turn it up ice, Hagan. Over to the near side it goes. Trying to work her way in, Shu. Along the end boards. And sent just past Sophia Mazzucchelli. Trying to get there now, Hagan. Pops it off the boards. Backhander by Perdoni. Sent over by Themistocles. Along the far side corner, Perdoni sends it over. Jammed up along the near side boards now as Morgan Fraser and Emma Shute trying to dig it out. Sent over by Cox, and now here comes Westwood around the net. Sent towards the blue line. There's a quick shot. That goes just wide from Themistocles. And now Haley Cox trying to get past a slew of defenders. Sophia Mazzucchelli sends it up. 1:15 and counting left to go in this first period. And the Wolverines leading Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Raiders 4-0. Sophia Mazzucchelli gets in there. Now here comes Kelly Bailey. Bailey takes a shot. It's wide. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Perdoni backhands it over to DeRocher. Misfire towards Mistretta. 35 seconds left to go in the period. Along the far side boards, trying to set it away, Ava Krausen, and we're going to get an offsides. Well, it's Wednesday night hockey on HCAM. Tom Nappy happy to be with you on the call. Andy Ritz on camera for this Dover Sherborne Hopkinton girls varsity co-op matchup with Westwood. Sent back down by DeRocher. Trying to escape into Westwood territory was Bailey, but she was quickly contested. One thing I've noticed about this Westwood team, they are very fast at getting to the puck. and they just skate really well. Misfire there towards Cox, and that'll do it for the first period. After 1 period of play, it's Westwood 4, Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne nothing. You are tuned in to Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne Raiders Girls Varsity Co-op Hockey on HCAM. Welcome back into the New England Sports Center. We are ready for the second period of this girls' varsity hockey matchup between Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne, and Westwood. A 4-0 Westwood lead as we enter the second period. Standing in the center circle, it's Liana Patrick for Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne. And we are underway in this second period. Ooh, what do we got here? Offsides, I believe. Or do we have a penalty? Nope, offsides. It's Marissa Poma in net for Westwood. Emma Champlin for Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne. Tom Nappy on the call. Happy to be with you this Wednesday night. Andy Ritz on camera. And Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne hoping to turn their luck around as Sophia Mazzucchelli tries to work it up. Mazzucchelli takes a shot and a glove save. Well, that was certainly the best shot of the night for Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne. A good lift on it by Mazzucchelli. We have a face-off 30 seconds into the period. Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne working right to left across your screen for the second period. Along the corner it goes. Jordan trying to dig it out. Sent over to Krausen. Getting the stick in there, Cox. Sent up by Champlin. Collected back ice by Megan McDonough. Now working it up the ice, Jordan. Sarah Jordan sends it over. Along the end boards. And collected by Cox. She was a little slow getting up after that. She took a bit of contact, but she seems to be okay. Bianca Musgrave with it. Wrists it off the glass. And now, along the corner of the net, and Westwood able to dig it out. Here comes the Wolverines. Backhanded up the ice by Sullivan as they make a change. Conley looking for Jones in the slot. O'Donnell sends it up. Along the near side, O'Donnell. Now Conley. It's sent wide. Sent over by Perdoni. Cox gets in there, sends it back. And she's tied up with Musgrave. And there's a shot from the high slot area that's deflected away. O'Donnell up the near side of Caveney. Sends it over. And good diversion there by the Hiller defenders as Tessa Jones was closing in. Here comes Kelly Bailey. Sends it up and around. Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne in the midst of a change. Now taking it, Haley Cox sends it up. There's a shot deflected by a defender. O'Donnell sends it over. Sent back up by DeRocher. Tied up along the far side boards. Sophia Mazzucchelli gets a piece of it. Backhander by Patrick. It's just wide. Now with it, O'Donnell. Sends it up to Kilgariff. And Sophia Mazzucchelli there to steal it away. Frazier sends it up. Tied up along the corner, O'Donnell. Able to get it up the near side, try and dig it out, Cox. Now with it, Marino. Getting in there, Perdoni. Well, so far so good by Hopkinton Dover Sherborne. Nice job keeping it in the Westwood zone for a while. Patrick sends it up. And we'll have an icing. We'll have a face-off at 10:45 left to go in the second frame. Kelly Bailey up against Kendall Bloomquist. And now Hopkinton DS hoping for a drive here. Musgrave takes it in the left circle, shot just wide. Handled along the end boards by Hagan. And we'll get an icing. Digging it out, Musgrave. And we're getting off sides as Perdoni sent it up prematurely. Musgrave up against Bloomquist. Bloomquist sends it over. Ends up going off the boards to Hicks. Hicks along the corner, sends it out towards the slot. And now collected by Bloomquist. Bloomquist sends it over to the slot area, and it's poked away by the keeper. I believe that was Sullivan that got the shot off. Now along the corner. In the midst of a traffic jam, it squirts out, and it's sent up by Hagan. Taking it around, Bloomquist. Up to the blue line to Femi Stokels. Bloomquist sends it over, able to find Hagan. Hagan now up to the corner, and it's taken now by Bailey. DeRocher sends it up. And now Bloomquist trying to close in with the help of Hicks, and it's diverted. We'll get an icing at 9:01 left to go in the second period. Well, Hopkinton Dover Sherborne defending better to start off the second period, and they had a nice stretch of pressure to start the period. We'll see if they can get it back to the Westwood zone. Sent up by Campbell. Now along the far side, Jordan. Campbell. And that shot diverted by Mazzucchelli. Over to the corner it goes. Along the end board, Sullivan sends it up. Sullivan backhands it towards the blue line. McDonough back to Sullivan. Getting in there, Leanna Patrick pops it off the boards and into Westwood territory. Mazzucchelli racing in, and we'll get an icing. Mazzucchelli was hoping to get there in time. We'll get a face-off at 8:15 left to go. And we're going to have a goaltender change. Deanna Pena is coming in for Hopkinton Dover Sherborne. So Deanna Pena in net now for the Raiders. Getting in there is Patrick, racing up the ice. Patrick closing in, and she'll get a shot off just wide. Up along the far side now. That shot goes just wide. Trying to dig it out is Bailey. Sent up by Cox. Along the far side now, sent back over by Perdoni. Handled along the boards by Connolly. Over to O'Donnell. And O'Donnell then gets tied up with Bailey as they both fall. And there's a quick shot out in front. It's just wide. Bailey was trying to stuff it in, but couldn't quite get a grip on it. But a nice initial shot by Haley Cox. Sent up by Mistretta. And intercepted by Jones. Westwood in the midst of a change. I'll tell you what, this Raiders team looking a lot more sound in this second period. And they're looking a lot like the team that gave a very good Framingham team a tough battle just over a week ago. Intercepted by Marino. Marino up to Hagen, now back to Marino. Themi Stokels sends it up the far side. Back to Themi Stokels. Now up to Marino. Now towards the corner. Wolverines trying to find an opening. Well defended by the Raiders. Kilgariff along the corner, sends it up. And we'll have a penalty against Reese Perdoni and the Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Raiders. I believe it's going to be a tripping. So Westwood will be on the power play for the next 2 minutes. 5:58 left to go in the second period. Sasha Marino on the face-off against Cox. Sent up the far side. And now it's taken by Westwood. Jones with it. Sends it over, one-timer, and it's just wide by Campbell. Sent back now to Blomqvist. Up along the near side towards Jones. Pops it off the end boards. Now Marino back to Jones. Over to the blue line, a Shoe. Shoe with a shot, and it's wide. Conley also got a piece of it. Wolverines trying to establish some pressure here with the player advantage. And that shot sent just wide. Shoe sends it up along the near side boards. Now sent across over to Blomqvist. Blomqvist sends it over. Marino back to Blomqvist. Now to Shoe. 44 seconds left to go on the Westwood power play. Jones racing in. Good job at getting to the puck handler by the Raiders. Keeping the pressure on. There's a shot sent just wide by Jones. And now closing in, and another shot, and that's turned away. Blomqvist with a nice shot, but a great save by Pena. That shot diverted by Mazzucchelli as she got in the front of Shoe. Popped off the glass by Patrick. Into Westwood territory it goes, and a successful penalty kill by the Raiders. 3:56 and counting left to go in the second period. Here comes Bloomquist. That shot off the crossbar, I believe. Now along the near side, closing in, sent out by Sullivan. And it squirts out into the neutral zone, back into Westwood territory. Bloomquist collects. Sends it over, racing in is Sullivan. Sends it out, and now it's collected by the Raiders, sent up by Bailey. Handled along the end boards by Campbell. McDonough finds Marino. She lost it. Back and forth we go in the neutral zone. Sent over by McDonough. She's able to knock Bailey over. Shue leaves it behind for Marino. Back to Shue. Over to McDonough. Sends it over. Campbell. And it's taken by Perdoni. Up the ice goes Frazier. Haley Cox gets it back into Westwood territory. Leanna Patrick trying to collect along the near side corner. Now in the midst of a traffic jam. It squirts out into the neutral zone. Perdoni sends it up. Now along the far side. Sent back over by Musgrave. Don't forget, tomorrow night on HCAM at 6:30 p.m. we'll have live Hopkinton Hillers Alpine Skiing at about 6:30 on HCAM Ed, as well as our YouTube page. That's Hillers Alpine Skiing tomorrow night from Shrewsbury. Along the near side it goes, and we're going to have an icing. We'll get a face-off at 1:16 left to go in the period. Well, Hopkinton, Dover, Sherborne, they had a hard time getting their legs under them in the first period as Westwood came out with a number of good shots and quickly built up a lead. But this period they are playing a lot more smooth and defending well and getting some good pressure on also. As that backhander by Bailey's diverted. Mazzucchelli sends it out. Back to the blue line it goes. That shot off a defender by DeRocher. And now here comes Westwood. Bloomquist trying to race up the ice. Closing in. Shot, and it's wide. Sent up by DeRocher. Turned up ice by Conley. 45 seconds and counting left to go in this period. It's been a quick moving period. Not a whole lot of stoppages. Bloomquist takes a shot, it's wide. Collecting is Musgrave. Bloomquist sends it out, no one there. Mazzucchelli now sends it up. Now it's taken away. And DeRocher trying to poke it out. Jammed up along the near side boards now. And in the midst of a traffic jam, flipped in the air by Mazzucchelli over to the far side. And that will be it for the second period. After 2 periods of play, it remains a 4-0 Westwood lead. A much better period by the Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Raiders. They defended well and got some great shots off also. And they will head into the third period with their heads held high. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Girls Varsity Co-op Hockey on HCAM. And welcome back into the New England Sports Center. We are ready for the third period. A 4-0 lead for the Westwood Wolverines over the Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Raiders in this TVL matchup. It was a rough first period for Hopkinton Dover Sherborne, but they looked a lot better in the second period, and they got some great shots off as well and managed to put some good pressure on the Wolverines. Leanna Patrick in the face-off circle up against Bloomquist, and we are underway. Wolverines trying to work it up the near side. Along the corner, McGough. Sent over. Hagan gets it up to the corner. Now Patrick. Back into the neutral zone we go. Trying to race away with it was Themistocles, and up and around it goes as Westwood makes a change. Along the end boards. Sent over to the blue line. Mazzucchelli gets in there, pokes it away from Hagan. Hagan up towards Krausen. Well, Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne doing a good job at contesting whoever has the puck, getting right in front of them and not making anything easy. And that's something they have just gotten much better at as the season has gone on. Handled by Themistocles. Trying to break free, Perdoni. And it's sent up by the Wolverines. Now racing in, Sullivan. Around the defender, gets the shot off, it's turned away. It's Deanna Pena in net. She came in the second period and did a good job as usual. Sent up the far side by Perdoni, and Musgrave tripped up. Westwood looking for a shot, and it's in! That is going to be Catherine Sullivan making it 5-0 with 13:07 left to go in the third period. That was a nice shot right through the 5-hole. Leanna Patrick on the face-off up against Tessa Jones. Sent up by Caveney. I think the Wolverines are going to step on the gas a little bit in this third period after they were shut out in that second period, and try to test this Raiders team and see what they got. Sent back to McDonough. Shot by Jones, diverted in the high slot. Back and forth we go in Raiders territory. Now up the near side it goes, collected by Campbell. Fallon Campbell has it stolen away, and now to the blue line. Looking for a break is Tessa Jones, and she's diverted. Leanna Patrick steals it away. Here comes Patrick. Up the ice, takes the shot, it's in! Leanna Patrick with a beauty of a breakaway and a goal. And it's a 5-1 game at 12:12 left to play in regulation. Leanna Patrick, a junior out of Nipmuc, an impressive player for this co-op team. And she has great speed coming up the ice. We'll take you through the girls hockey standings in the TVL. The Medway Co-op 7-4-1. The Medfield Co-op 6-4-0. Dedham is 5-7-0 as the Wolverines trying to close in out in front, and that shot just wide by Shue as it was turned away. Shue now jammed up along the boards. Westwood at 6-3-1. Dover Sherborne Hopkinton 1-8-0, and Norwood a perfect 10-0-0. They are ranked third in the state in the Division II rankings. along the far side. Into the neutral zone now. Conley sends it over. Back to Conley. Ooh, she trips up. Sent over by Shoot. Here comes Bloomquist. Rips a shot off. That's turned away. Good save by Pena. McGough sends it over. Now poked up in Raiders territory. Frazier sends it into Westwood territory. As Kelly gets in there. Frazier looking for a shot, turned away. As Kelly takes a slice at it, as Caveney diverts the puck over to the near side. And now jammed up along the corner. Along the near side it goes. Mazzucchelli gets a shot off. And out. Perdoni gets in there. And there's a shot, and it is covered up. Morgan Frazier from the slot gets a shot in, and good pressure by the Raiders. Well, Hopkinton Dover Sherborne will next be in action on Friday night as they take on Medfield. That game originally scheduled for Saturday, but due to the incoming snowstorm, it has been moved to Saturday, a 7 o'clock start time right here at the New England Sports Center. Wolverines trying to close in. Will be at the basketball game Friday night. Hopkinton girls in a big TVL matchup with the Medway Mustangs. It should be a great battle between Hopkinton and Medway. Always a classic basketball matchup between those two TVL schools. Along the far side, Mazzucchelli. Sent up towards Sullivan. Patrick got a piece of it. Bounced back towards Sullivan. Now along the end boards to Rocher. Back to the neutral zone. McDonough sends it across. Sullivan with the pass up. Sent down by Mazzucchelli. Collected by McDonough. Raiders make a change. And there's a quick shot, and it's turned away by Pena. Bailey trying to handle it up the near side. Stolen away by Sullivan, but getting in there is DeRocher. Squirts out into the slot, and a nice job by Perdoni getting to the puck. We'll get an icing, and we'll have a face-off at 8:43 left to go in this third period. Available on our YouTube page. You can check out tonight's edition of the Hopkinton Hangout Hour. Jim Cousins talked with Hopkinton Police Chief Joseph Bennett, Health Director Sean McAuliffe, and also much more on the program. That's the Hopkinton Hangout Hour. It's live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Along the far side. And it's intercepted, backhanded up towards the slot, but Bailey was there. Popped off the boards by Perdoni. Sent up by Conley. Perdoni trying to work it up the far side. Musgrave. Getting in there, Jones. Now Bailey. Sends it towards Patrick. Conley sends it across. Caveney. Now up towards the left circle. There's a shot. And top corner goes Hayden Cox. That was a beauty of a shot, I must say. Got some great air under it. And that'll make it a 6-1 game with 7:38 left to go in regulation. Well, this Westwood team is talented, and they are looking to pick up their 7th win of the season. It'll be 5 points within a playoff spot. Shall the lead hold, of course. Along the far side. Now out in front, and it's poked away by Cox. Mazzucchelli trying to escape with it. She has speed. Sends it up. And they can't get the shot off for the moment. Sending it over to the near side, Cox. I think if you're Sophia Mazzucchelli, you got to just take that shot. Getting in there, DeRocher. Wolverines trying to work their way in. Mazzucchelli turns it up ice. We'll get an icing and a face-off at 6:44 left to go in this game. Out in front, that shot by McGough diverted. Taken away by Perdoni, sends it up the near side. McDonough sends it up. Sent over by DeRocher. Mazzucchelli gets in there, and now back ice, McDonough. Up to Carolyn. McDonough sends it over. Racing in. Patrick able to divert that shot attempt by McDonough. McDonough sends it across. Intercepted by Mazzucchelli. She'll fling it up the ice. And we'll have an icing at 5:53 left in the third period. Kelly Bailey up against Sarah Jordan. Along the end boards now. Turn towards the slot. All kinds of traffic gets in the way. Now taken by Sullivan. Tries to take it around the net. It's diverted. And back and forth we go. Sent back into Westwood territory. And we get an icing at 5:22 left. Well, Westwood putting the pressure on. And with a short roster, you have to imagine Hopkinton, Dover, Sherborne a little tired out there. Certainly not easy having only 11 players available while your opponent has about 20-something or so. And nice defensive maneuver by Perdoni. Here comes the Raiders, Frazier. That shot diverted by Sullivan. Along the end boards now. Mazzucchelli trying to dig it out. Yeah, this is the part of the game that's tough with a short roster in these late minutes in the third period. But Hopkinton, Dover, Sherborne playing it out and certainly leaving it all out on the ice here tonight. Sent over to the near side. Taking it, O'Donnell pops it off the boards. Closing in on 4.5 minutes left to go in this period. Jones sends it back. Trying to close in was Patrick. That's sent up and around by Frazier. Mazzucchelli trying to collect along the far side. Turns it towards the slot, and it's taken away. Popped off the boards by Haley Cox. Mazzucchelli looking for a break. And her shot is going to be diverted along the near side. Now out to Mazzucchelli. All kinds of traffic in front of her. Sent towards the end boards. Leanna Patrick rips a shot off. It goes wide. Good pressure by the Raiders. Taken away by Cox as Hayden Cox works her way up. Passes it over. Looking for a shot. There it is, and it's turned away. It was a good shot by Tessa Jones, but a nice save by Deanna Pena. Along the far side. Sent over, turned away by Bailey. McDonough. Raiders make a change. Up and around. Perdoni. Scoots it up the near side. Jammed up along the boards now. And it squirts out. Bailey sends it over to Musgrave. Musgrave pops it off the end boards. Collected by Megan McDonough. Scoots it over to the near side. Racing up the ice is Marino. Sends it over. There's a shot turned away. Looking for another shot here, and it's in. That was Mia O'Donnell able to get it through the 5-hole. A great shot on the rebound to make it a 7-1 game with 2:14 left to go. Up the far side. Frazier trying to take it up. Patrick. Trying to work her way up the ice. It's turned away. Over to the near side. Jammed up along the boards. It scoots out. Sent over by O'Donnell. And that shot is deflected by Pena. And now looking for a break, Reese Perdoni. Along the far side, sends it out. Up around it goes. 1 minute left to go in this game. Well, to have a short roster against a talented Westwood team, it's not easy, but the Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Raiders fought well and fought hard. But the Wolverines, under a minute away from collecting their 7th win of the season. And we'll have a penalty on Hopkinton Dover Sherborne. Morgan Frazier heads to the box for the remainder of the game, pending another goal, of course. Along the near side. Blomquist sends it out and around. And tripped up there was Perdoni. Squirts out into Westwood territory. And we're going to have a delayed penalty here against Westwood. I thought there was a trip there. And Deidre McGough getting a nice laugh out of it as She'll take a seat. So we're back at even strength, 4-on-4. For the final 30 seconds or so. Bloomquist. They're going to play it out. Racing up the ice. Perdoni there to contest. Nice steal. Mazzucchelli now. Sends it up to Bailey. And a shot at the buzzer, turned away. That'll do it. The Westwood Wolverines take down Hopkinton Dover Sherborne by a final score of 7-1. Well, a short-rostered Hopkinton Dover Sherborne team. They played very hard, left it all on the ice, but in the end, Westwood just too much to handle here tonight. But they should certainly have their heads held high as they competed hard. And it was an entertaining game to watch. Some good back-and-forth action. But for Andy Ritz on camera, I'm Tom Nappy. That's going to do it for our coverage here tonight. We thank you for joining us. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.